Hello, Jenny Hall here for Honeybee Stamps. Today I have a Sugarplum colored card inspired to share with you. I'm going to be stamping with the Merry and the Merry Buzzword dies, and I'm using the Mistletoe cover plate die. I've already cut it off screen out of some 110-pound cardstock, and now I'm using some Hero Arts Shimmer Mist just to give a couple of sprays on the entire panel. And now it looks totally pearl on all of the areas of that die cut. It is just stunning, and it's going to look really pretty on top of an ink blended background. My Slimline card today is going to measure 3.5 by 8.5. I'm using some Distress Oxide inks in pink and purple tones to add some color down to the front of the card base. I used a piece of washi tape just above the fold line to kind of mask off that back area of the card, and that way it's also going to kind of stay in place as well. So first I'm adding some spun sugar. That's really nice light pink. And now I'm adding in just a darker pink to help me to make the transition. I've sped the video up quite a bit just so that you're able to see all of the ink blending and not take too long. So I ended up with, I think it's seedless preserves, and I'm just working that area up the purple, getting it up as high as I can and trying to make an easy, smooth blend. Now going back with that spun sugar and making sure that I didn't lose the light pink area at the top and fade it down into the purple. And it just naturally fades in nicely. I decided once I saw the finished coloring that I wanted it to be just a bit darker on the bottom area. So I brought wilted violet in, and I'm adding some just down to the bottom area. It's really nice whenever all these colors play together really well. Now I'm taking that same shimmer mist and just dipped the spray nozzle down into the liquid, and I'm just tapping it on, and I'm not wiping it off. I didn't do any water splatters on this background either because I want the background to be as intact as possible. But I am going to add some darker splatters. So I've used one of the inks that I blended with, and that's going to just give a little bit of depth down to the background. Now I'm using my precision tip glue from Honeybee Stamps, and I've added glue to the bottom or the back side of the die cut that's already dried off. And I'm not sure how well the camera's going to pick up all that pearl, but it totally looks like just such luminous pearl from the shimmer mist. It's so pretty. Now I've taken a scrap of paper and I'm picked a couple of the inks from the background, and I'm inking up a scrap piece of paper so that I can cut out the buzzword sentiment. The great thing about the Merry stamp set and the Merry buzzword is that it has 3 different dies, and you can choose many different ways in order to create your sentiment. So I've got the Merry die cut here from the ink blended panel, and then I have a white, just a plain blank die cut on the shadow, and that's the second in the die set. And then from the third one, that is the largest of the 3 dies, I cut from some silver glitter paper. And the reason I went with this method, and I usually use some vellum, but this time around I really want this sentiment to stand out away from that ink blended background. And then I've got a white die cut on top of it. So I had to make really sure that this sentiment is going to be able to be seen super easy. And that's why I chose to use the colors for this die cut that I did. Holographic paper would work out really well too. So once I pull off all of the release paper from these strips, then I'm going to add some liquid glue to them, and that is so that I can make sure that this die cut word sticks to that glitter paper super well. Because sometimes, working with glitter paper, it's hard to make things stick to it. So I'm stamping the sentiment that says Christmas, and that is just on another strip of white paper. And I've used some of the ink that I used on the background as well. Here I'm going to place that sentiment strip there and just place the buzzword right on top. And now I can see all of the sentiments super easy. The White Blizzard glitter drops from Nuvo are so pretty. This is just like a clear, and it just leaves behind sparkle. Not too much, and it doesn't come out white. It's just like it's suspended in clear. And there it is, so pretty. And I love that pearl on the die cut. I created a traditional colored card that's in the same design, and I'd love to hear which version you like the best. Traditional colors or alternate colors with this beautiful sugar plum pink colors. Thanks for watching today.